Swami, Guru Vrinda ki jai, Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. All glories to the Santu devotees. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Satitanyanavatare Swayam Rupa Kadam Mayan Tadapi Swamantikam Panchakapatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhivyacha Pachitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivastava Gaura Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. So thank you all for coming. Special thanks to Radhupati Prabhu and Maharaj Charana for organizing. So on their request,
I'm getting your here to this home.
so on their request, we will be discussing the topic of surrender. Actually, a very popular name in India.
I don't know.
Surrender. Right? We have any surrender in India today? Not yet.
That's yours, right?
Still to join.
Yeah. The windows are open.
So, and surrender is quite one verse where it is discussed is chapter 4, which is Transcendental Knowledge, text 11. Anyone who knows the Sanskrit of this verse can chant responsibly. It's quite often quoted verse by Srila Prabhupada and previous acharyas. Yayadhamam prapajate Yayadhamam prapajante Tamstathaiva bhajamyaham Tamstathaiva bhajamyaham Mama vartmanu vartante Mama vartmanu vartante Manushya partha sarvashaha Manushya partha sarvashaha Yayathamam prapadyante Tamstathaiva bhajamyaham Mama vartmanu vartante Manushya partha sarvashaha. Translation purported by His Divine Grace is Bhakti Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Krishna. Purport. Everyone is searching for Krishna in the different aspects of his manifestation. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal Brahma Jyoti effulgence and as the all-pervading Supersoul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atom. But Krishna is fully realized only by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. In the transcendental world also, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotee wants him. One devotee may want Krishna as Supreme Master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover. Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their different intensities of love for him. In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they are equally exchanged by the Lord with the different types of worshippers. The pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord, and thus derive transcendental bliss in his loving service. As for those who are impersonalists and who want to commit spiritual suicide by annihilating the individual existence of the living entity, Krishna helps also by absorbing them into his effulgence. Such impersonalists do not agree to accept the eternal blissful personality of Godhead. Consequently, they cannot relish the bliss of transcendental personal service to the Lord, having extinguished their individuality. Some of them, who are not firmly situated even in the impersonal existence, return to this material field to exhibit their dormant desires for activities. They are not admitted into the spiritual planets, but they are again given a chance to act on the material planets. For those who are fruitive workers, the Lord awards the desired results of their prescribed duties as the Yajneshwar. And those who are yogis seeking mystic powers are awarded such powers. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon his mercy alone, and all kinds of spiritual processes are but different degrees of success on the same path. Unless therefore one comes to the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect, as is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.10. Akama sarva akama va moksha kamo daradhi tivrena bhakti yoginaya jeta purusham param. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotees, or is desirous of all ultimate results, or is after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Krishna consciousness. Yayadhamam prapadyante tam stattayo bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushya parta sarvashaha. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. So, everyone is looking for Krishna, whether people understand it or not. Because Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and He is possessor of all opulences. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasya, Shriya, Jnana, Vairagya. What are the 6 opulences? Main opulences of the Supreme Lord. Beauty, knowledge, power, wealth, renunciation, and power, strength is the same thing. And fame, that's right, yeah. 6th is fame. So everyone is looking for something, right? Anyone's looking for money, Krishna has all money. Everyone's looking for beauty, Krishna is the source of all beauty. Power, Krishna has all power. He is all-powerful Supreme Lord. And so actually success in our life does not depend on our efforts alone. This is not to say that we have to sit idly and do nothing. We have to make effort. But ultimately, the success is depending on what? On Krishna's mercy. Yes. So unless Krishna sanctions, no one can have any success in life. And so that's why intelligent people surrender unto Krishna. And so Srila Prabhupada is discussing that everyone is getting what they want from Krishna according to their level of surrender. What does it mean to surrender unto Krishna? Anyone has any idea? How do you understand surrender?
Without any doubt.
Without any doubt.
To satisfy Krishna.
Huh?
Do whatever you do to satisfy Krishna.
Okay. Satisfy Krishna. Making Krishna center of our life.
Depend on
Depend on Krishna.
Don't all our activities towards Krishna.
Okay.
taking his instructions into account.
Yes.
Faith.
Faith is required. Definitely.
Surrendering to the spirit of
Yes. Most important thing is mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. That mama vartmanu vartante. Krishna says everyone follows my path in all respects. So there is only one path, which is also dharma, right? That's the path given by the Lord. So everyone follows the same path, but many people follow it backwards. They go in the opposite direction. So they follow the path of dharma in the opposite direction. What it becomes? Adharma, right? So you either do dharma or adharma, right? But then you do dharma, you can do it for yourself also. Like we can see Karna, right, in Mahabharata. He was very strictly following dharma, but he was not doing that for Krishna. And so he enjoyed some good results, but ultimately he suffered because he haven't done it for Krishna. And so we can understand that the best recourse, the best course is to follow dharma and do it for Krishna only. Krishna dharma. Right? Follow the laws of God to please Him, not to get anything material. The material stuff you will get anyway. You don't have to worry about it. Material stuff is small thing. It says, of course, one or first step, how do you surrender practically? What is the first thing you do? What Krishna wants you to do? First thing.
take shelter of his representation.
Yes, but what's the most important thing? What's the most important instruction of the spiritual master?
Chant.
Yes, chanting. Satatam kirtayanto mam, Krishna says. Always glorify me. So, chanting, if you chant, that is the indication that you are surrendering unto Krishna, right? How many of you are chanting every day? Okay. So if you are not chanting yet, best to start chanting, otherwise you're not surrendering unto Krishna. And of course, the good question is that why we have to surrender unto Krishna? Anyone? What is the reason? One reason.
Because he is also everything.
Yes, He is God. Anyway, everything is under His control, right? If you don't surrender to the government, you will have to surrender to the police. Right? So if you don't want to behave, then police will take care of you. So who is Krishna's police? Maya, right? So that's why, and Maya is Jaratapatraya, right? She's giving 3 types of troubles all the time. So anyone's interested in troubles? No, not interested. So that's why if you don't want trouble, best is to surrender unto Krishna. And so yeah, we have to surrender unto Krishna because, like sometimes surrender is also expressed in bowing down before the Supreme Lord, right? And like you can see, full bowing down means dandavat, right? People lie down in front of the Supreme Lord. But devotees do that. Materialistic people, they say, why do I have to bow down? I want to stand proud and tall and strong. I don't have to surrender unto anyone. But they have to surrender in front of the Supreme Lord. And how the Supreme Lord appears in front of materialistic people? Which form? Death, right? So dead people have to bow down, right? Make full dandavat. No escape. So that's the indication whether you surrender unto Krishna voluntarily now, or you would have to surrender at the point of death. You would have to bow down, right? Finish. But if you surrender now, you wouldn't have to bow down to that. Rather, you gain eternal life. You become immortal if you surrender unto Krishna now. And material benefits are very small thing. Actually, it's explained that there are 3 levels of chanting, as we mentioned. Chanting of Hare Krishna is the first symptom of surrender unto Krishna. And in chanting there are 3 levels. What are the levels of chanting? First stage is what? Offensive, right? Namaparad. And second? Namabhas, purifying. And third one? Shuddhanam, pure chanting. And so acharyas are explaining that even Namaparad, the offensive chanting, all your material desires become fulfilled. Right from the beginning. Man is looking for a parking lot, and everything is full. And he's driving around, I'm sure many of you have this experience, and praying, my dear Lord, please visit yourself. Yeah, sometimes we think, which Krishna, I fulfilled my desire. Why am I? No, it was Krishna. But due to the false ego, we think, oh, we are doing things. Right? If Krishna will not allow, you can't even move your hand. Some people become paralyzed. Today I'm thinking, I'm moving my hands and legs. Tomorrow I'm paralyzed, I can't move anything. So I'm realizing, okay, this was Krishna who was giving me opportunity to move my hands and legs, right? I have a desire to scratch my head, so I'm putting my hand up and scratching my head. I'm thinking, I'm scratching my head. No, it's Krishna fulfilling my desire. And so if Krishna is not giving sanction, you can't scratch your head. Right? You have to suffer. So, yeah, due to the false ego, we are thinking we are doing everything. Right? What's that? Ahankaro vimuthatma. Kartahamiti manyate. That foolish people, vimudhatma, they think kartaham, I am the doer, I am doing everything. Iti manyate, this is how they think. So, but we're not supposed to be so ignorant, thinking we are doing things. Krishna is doing everything. Krishna is allowing. If Krishna is not allowing, nothing can happen. And so yes, we better surrender unto him voluntarily, without waiting for him to tell Maya to give us few kicks in the head, to bring us to senses, right? So yes, fulfillment of material desire is very easy. Krishna is fulfilling all the desires all the time. Eko bahunam yobi dadati kaman. He says, I am the one who is fulfilling everyone's desires. And when Prahlad Maharaj offered his prayers to the Lord, then Lord Nrsimhadev said, this is my eternal pastime to always fulfill all the desires of all living entities. But devotees are not so excited about the fulfillment of material desires because they understand if there is top, there will be bottom. And so if coin has one side, then coin will have another side. That fulfillment of material desires brings happiness, but happiness always brings what? What's the bottom side of happiness? Misery. So devotees understand, okay. Material desires only bring misery, nothing else. So it's nothing special about fulfillment of material desires. But the second stage of chanting is Namabhas, what it gives. Anyone knows? What is the benefit coming from Namabhas? Liberation, yes. Liberation means you become unaffected by circumstances. You become transcendental to the influence of this material world. How many of you want to be totally unaffected by circumstances? Okay, so that's why we should strive to purify our chanting and make it at least Namabhas. But the topmost level is Shuddhanam. And what's the benefit of Shuddhanam? Krishna Prema. Love for Krishna. That's the topmost achievement. So yeah, that's why holy name is the topmost wealth. Because whatever wealth you have, no matter how much you try to protect it, if you don't lose it before, at least death will definitely take everything away. It says that our final suit will have no pockets. We cannot put anything. Like, where is my credit card? Finish. You cannot take it away. You have to leave everything here. So, that's why it says that intelligent people, they understand that real wealth is Krishna. And so one devotee, he says, in the same way as very wealthy and miserly man always counts his money, always thinks of his money, and always makes plans to make more money. So devotee is always counting the holy names he chanted on beads. Right? That's why we have counters on beads. Always thinks of Krishna while chanting the holy name, and always planning to chant more and more. Like that. So we are into the business of accumulating spiritual wealth. This is how devotees are, because material, whatever requirements we have, it will come anyway, so we don't have to worry about it. Whatever we need for ourselves or for Krishna's service, that's coming. And so Prabhupada is quoting in the end very important verse. Actually, this is one of the greatest verses in Bhagavatam. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udarati tivrena bhakti yogina ejeta purusham param. So it doesn't really matter what is your position. you might have no material desires, akama, or have all types of material desires, or desire liberation. But if you are broad-minded, udaradhi, if you have broad intelligence, Prabhupada says, then tibrena bhakti yogina, yajeta purusham param. Then you can very, you can focus on Krishna in very intensive way. Tibrena. Tibrena means like a sun ray. Tibra. Tibrena bhakti yogina. And in this way you can achieve topmost perfection. So the more you chant and the more serious you are about your Krishna consciousness, the broader your consciousness becomes. So materialistic people live in a very narrow consciousness. They are only focused on themselves and their interests. But Krishna conscious devotee becomes broad-minded. He is thinking about everyone else. He starts perceiving things from Krishna's point of view, not from his point of view, because he connects with Krishna through consciousness. One very nice painting of Krishna done by Sharma, very famous artist, is when Krishna is driving Arjuna's chariot during the battle, and then he's pointing somewhere with his finger, and then Arjuna is pointing in the same direction with his arrow. So that's surrender. You only do what Krishna wants you to do. You don't do what you do, what you are interested in. You only do what Krishna is interested in. So that is surrender. And the more we are focused on Krishna's desires, then the more we are surrendered unto Krishna. So that's the idea. So anyone has any questions, comments?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So that example is very good example about the thing that just like Arjuna had that direction from Krishna, do people like us who are still in that journey, do we get that direction? How to do certain duties and how to does it happen?
Yes. So that's a very good question. Yes, Krishna's direction for us is Guru's direction. Guru as Krishna's representative. He's giving us direction, and we have many gurus in this world. But there is one preeminent guru, who is Srila Prabhupada, and there is no doubt that he is Krishna's empowered representative, because you just look at his life story, right? Pure devotee. One time he said, there have never been time in my life when I forgot Krishna, or I never have done any sinful activity in my life and I never forgot Krishna. Anyone can claim these things? Okay. Srila Prabhupada. And you can see how much power Srila Prabhupada exhibited. At the age of 70, to come to foreign country without knowing anyone and performing so many miracles. Like one man challenged Srila Prabhupada. He said, "You're a powerful yogi, can you show some miracles?" He said, "Yes." And he pointed at his disciples. He said, "Look, all these people, they were doing so many sinful activities. Now they gave it all up and they all surrendered unto Krishna. That's the miracle." Doing some magic is not a big thing. But changing people's hearts, that's a real magic. That's a real Krishna's magic. So, Srila Prabhupada exhibited that power, spiritual power of changing the whole world. And actually I was thinking, because majority of you here come from Indian background, we should be very proud of Srila Prabhupada that he changed the whole world. Because, you know, I've noticed that Indians, when they come to the Western world, they always feel kind of inferior, right? Because our Western people have a lot of wealth, they have advanced technology, and so we're kind of coming from poor country, third world, developing country, this is developed country, so I can see that Indians in America, they kind of, you know, feel a little bit inferior. But Srila Prabhupada came and he said, I didn't come to take anything, I came to give, because the greatest wealth, much greater than all the money, is spiritual knowledge and spiritual practices, Krishna. And so he said, you know, I am Indian, but so many Western people are serving me. Voluntarily, I don't even pay them money. So he made so many, you know, he established the superiority of Indian culture, original Indian culture and philosophy. And you can see nowadays so many people are accepting Dharma in the Western world. So I think Srila Prabhupada gave all Indians their value in the Western world. So, and yeah, he gave all of you the opportunity to learn Krishna consciousness and teach, because so many people, they are interested in that. Western people, they are interested in that. And so you can be superior to them in terms of spiritual knowledge and spiritual technology and actually help them. So, and any spiritual master in ISKCON, his strength is following Srila Prabhupada's guidance. So that's why Srila Prabhupada is the preeminent Shiksha Guru for all ISKCON members. Young or old, advanced or neophytes, doesn't matter. Still Srila Prabhupada is a permanent and preeminent Shiksha Guru for all of us. And so yes, actually our gurus are there to help us to follow Prabhupada's guidance, to help us to understand and follow Prabhupada's guidance. So the more you follow this guidance, the more you are surrendered unto Krishna. The more you act as Krishna consciousness. That's the idea. And my specific highlight is, you know, Srila Prabhupada said, I have given you spiritual knowledge and spiritual practices. And yes, that he presented Krishna consciousness very widely in so many countries. On all 5 continents, people are practicing Krishna consciousness. But he said, you know, it's quite amazing. We see Srila Prabhupada as great achiever, but he said, I failed 50% of my mission. So 50% of my mission I could not accomplish. What was that 50%? Varnashram, Dharma. To establish social, spiritual structure in the world. Because Varna, Ashram. Varna means social, Ashram means spiritual. Social, spiritual structure. And that's why the first purpose of ISKCON, if you look at it, this is what it indicates. to systematically propagate spiritual knowledge to society at large and teach all peoples the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life and achieve real unity and peace in the world. So this first purpose is indicating Varnashram Dharma. And it is very challenging. It is easier to go back home, back to Golok Vrindavan, than to achieve the first purpose of ISKCON. Because what first purpose of ISKCON indicates, to achieve real unity and peace in the world. That you are expected to convert the entire material world into spiritual world. Because real unity and peace, that's spiritual world, right? And so Srila Prabhupada gave us this mission impossible to turn material world into spiritual world. And we might think, how can we do that? But if we really surrender, if we really want, because this is Srila Prabhupada's desire, definitely this is plan of Krishna, and you can be instrumental in fulfilling that plan of Krishna. How many of you are interested to see full transformation all over the world in terms of people, living according to dharma, according to spiritual principles? Anyone? Okay. Actually, this is the advertisement I'm doing regularly. That
Probably on that question, interest, you said, if you ask me what is my interest, should I think about my interest because I care for people? Should I think about my interest because it will make me feel good? What do you mean by interest? At this point, like the stage I am in,
interest in transforming people's lives?
yes, what would be, like, how should I think about my interest? What should be my criteria for interest?
You see any advantages of Krishna conscious and dharma?
No, I do, but why I care about other people? Why, what is my interest?
Okay. So you want other people to embrace Krishna consciousness and dharma? The society at large. You have interest in that?
I don't know if I am in that position.
But would you like this to happen?
Like on the surface level, yes, but not on the deeper level. Deeper level, I don't know.
So you want people to drink and smoke and eat cows and kill each other and be depressed. You want this? You want people to suffer around you? You want people to kill and steal? Because you might be killed also by those people, and they might steal from you as well. Because they are living miserable lives, they might give you a lot of misery also. You interested in that? This is a question for you. Are you interested?
No,
You are not interested. So that's why you better do something to change that situation, for your benefit, at least. Because if you change those people, you'll benefit yourself. You understand? Yeah. It's all connected. Krishna's interest is your interest. If you do something for Krishna's interest, you'll get benefit. Because you are part of Krishna, right? In the same way, when you put food in your stomach, the whole body gets benefit. So Krishna is the root of everything. So if you do something for Krishna, you automatically get benefit.
So much negativity, how do we stay on the path of Krishna? So much negativity around us, with so much influence by material world. How do we stay?
Yeah, that is very much dependent on devotee association. Together we stand alone we fall, right? So that's why sadhu sangha is very important. You feel stronger in the devotee association spiritually, so that's the secret. If you're alone, for Maya it's very easy to catch you. Like, you know, you remember that episode in Ramayana, Sita, within the circle of, you know, the Lakshman tree. So Ravana could not catch her. Once he stepped out of the circle, it was easy for Ravana. So stay in the circle of sadhu sangha. Then you can be protected. Yeah.
Such an important topic. We just were discussing today with one of our friends how your progress is so much dependent on your friends in Krishna consciousness. Like today we were like amazed that one of our friends who is in truck, he's just driving long distance. He started working deities in the truck. And he started doing it because of his friends, like who've been friends with him for 25 years, and they were practicing. They all encourage him on how to do that, you know. So it's very important to have very close friends who progress in Krishna consciousness and talk and sit down together with them and develop this very deep friendship and in discussing important things.
Yes.
Could you share how to go beyond the stage of Namapara?
Yeah, namaparad means, you know, they've been trying to become free from offenses. And the root of all the offenses is inattentive chanting. So if you make effort to chant attentively, then that helps us to go into namaparad. So it's basically namaparad, and we're talking about, you know, like pure, if something, you know, if you can define, you know, if we can speak about pure namaparad, you know, pure offenses, nothing but offenses, right? Like pure ignorance, without any tinges of any higher modes. And so, like take one round, 108 names. So pure namaparad means you have chanted the full round and you never even thought about Krishna, you never heard one name. I'm sure many of you have this experience. Sometimes you might chant all 16 rounds and think, did I chant anything or not? So that's like pure namabhas, pure namaparad, right? Fully offensive. But if you at least try to hear one mantra or even one name, out of the whole round you heard one name, so that's your first step. 0.01% of namabhas within namaparad. So, and the more the holy names you hear, the more you shift from namaparad into namaparad, right? And pure namabhas is when you hear all 108 names, full round, or full 16 rounds. Then you are purely on namabhas level, fully focused on Krishna.
Can I ask a question? Why is sound given? So when I say Hare Krishna, I give importance to the sound, I listen to it. So that's a shift, that's a directional shift. So sound is given more importance here. Is that my understanding?
Yeah. Yeah, because Hare Krishna mantra is consisting of 3 words, Hare Krishna and Rama, right? But our mind is automatically chanting another mantra, which is also consisting of 3 words, And these three words are I, me, and mine. I, me, mine, I, me, mine. And so we are always thinking, I, me, mine, focused on ourselves. But by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
you're destroying that false ego, thinking I, me, mine, right? You think Krishna, and then you're realizing I am Krishna's servant. And so I should be doing things for Krishna, not for myself. That's why the chanting is the foundation of serving Krishna.
So pure now is when we are hearing all the mantras, but my intention is not to serve serve Krishna, but my intention is something else.
Namabhas.
Namabhas.
Namabhas means you are trying to purify your consciousness. You are trying to become free from offenses, trying to focus on Krishna.
Right, and so if we say, if there is a term called pure, let's say if it's pure Namabhas, then I'm hearing all the mantras attentively, but my intention is not pure. Is that right? Or?
No, your intention is also pure. Your intention is right. You are trying to stay focused on Krishna, and your meditation is, as Prabhupada said, Krishna, Radharani, please engage me in your service. So that's your intention. So that's Namabhas. Right concentration and right intention. That's Namabhas.
No, I don't answer.
Yeah, okay, good. Alright. Anyone else? So yes, if you are interested in contributing to Srila Prabhupada's first purpose of ISKCON, which is to create social, spiritual society, Varnashram, transform the whole world, which is very difficult task. No doubt, Arjuna also was facing this very difficult challenge, with a very limited army, with very limited forces. He was supposed to fight Kaurava army, and Kaurava army is described like an ocean. Like ocean means you cannot see the other side. So it was like unlimited. And plus, within this ocean, he saw such huge and powerful warriors like Bhishmadev and Karna and Drona, who were like Timingila fishes, right? And all the other warriors, Maharajas, they were like sharks. And Arjuna was feeling like little fish in front of all these warriors. But then by Krishna's grace, he emerged victorious. So yeah, we might think, oh, this is impossible task to transform the whole society. But if you surrender unto Krishna in the same way as Arjuna did, then Krishna will make it happen. So that's the idea. And yeah, I was telling about the advertisement that if you are interested in your benefit and Krishna's benefit, which, as we said, are connected, and if you're interested in doing something serious for Srila Prabhupada's mission, then we have a special training course in Mayapur, which we call IDEAL, which stands for Innovative Development to Empower Authentic Leaders. And basically the idea or the purpose of this course is to train professional devotees in becoming leaders of their own social spiritual projects, so that you could actually do something serious for Krishna and earn your livelihood as well, become self-employed, become spiritual entrepreneur, which devotees are already doing all over the world. And so you could join that movement instead of just, doing some boring job just to pay your bills. You could be doing something very substantial to change people's lives and change people's consciousness by having a business based on spiritual technology. So that's the idea. In whichever field you want to do that, we do not limit our students. They can come up with what they want to do. So this is the idea that you do what you love doing, you do what you do the best, you do it for Krishna, you do it for people's benefit, and you make very good money with it. And plus, it can even be tax deductible, which I think is the best part of it. And so, if you're interested, you could always see me. I can give you more information about our school. And I just wanted to give you a small example of our attempts to surrender and do what Prabhupada wanted to do, which is also connected to a surprise. How many of you would like some surprise? Okay. And so, yeah, we're encouraging our students in the school to do big things for Krishna, because Prabhupada was always saying that I could never think small. I was always thinking big. And we're encouraging, think of big projects, big scale, etc. But then they become so inspired that sometimes we also get scared. Too big. And so we are running this school for 2 years already. And so after last time, 2 students, they decided to start one project, but that project was so big, I got scared. Because, I can't even tell you all the things connected to it, but it's connected with the main world governments and United Nations, something global they wanted to do, and they wanted me to get involved. And I was thinking whether it will work or not, but then I was thinking, okay, Prabhupada was saying, chase the rhino, right? Go for the rhino. If you get the rhino, then everyone will say, very good. If you wouldn't get it, everyone will say, at least it was a good try. So we've decided, okay, let us have a try and see what Krishna's plan is. And we started working on this project, and surprisingly, it started happening. I was very impressed. And then, in a very short time, one old devotee from America, he comes to me, and he says, I have a gift for you, out of the blue. I said, what is the gift? And he said, it is Srila Prabhupada's personal cardigan he was wearing, and I want to give it to you. I was, I couldn't believe it. And anyway, he brought it to me. And I looked at it and I was thinking, it looks very simple, this cardigan. Because normally disciples were giving Srila Prabhupada some very expensive items. Because he's the spiritual master and the best, you give your spiritual master the best. But this one looked very simple. And I was thinking, no, this cannot be Srila Prabhupada's cardigan. And then I asked one devotee, he said, it's very easy to check. You just look through Prabhupada's photos. If you will find it on the photo, you will know he was wearing it. So I looked through the photos and I found 4 photos. Some devotees are saying there are more of Prabhupada wearing that cardigan. But these photos are from very, very early years, ranging from 69 to 71 in London. And already on the photos, this cardigan looks pretty worn out. And also, it is closing on female side. So it was ladies' cardigan. Funny enough. So then I was thinking, if any devotee would buy it for Srila Prabhupada, they would never make such mistake. And on the photos you can see, it's female cardigan. He is wearing. The only possibility that he personally bought it for himself. But why would he buy something cheaper and also like without even discriminating male, female? You know, of course, sannyasi, how would he worry about these things? He just saw, okay, matching color, matching size, let me buy. So he bought it himself. That means that happened either in India before coming to the West, or at the very first year when he had no disciples. No one was looking after him. And so we can understand that he wore it for many years, at least 4 or 5 years, he was wearing this cardigan. And actually I had so many doubts, it's genuine thing, because it's like hard to believe. Then asking Shrutakirti Prabhu, he said, yeah, of course. When I started serving Prabhupada, I saw that cardigan. Then, yeah, I have no doubts. And so, how many of you would like to see and touch this cardigan? So, personal blessing. So it's here. And, actually when I got it, I was thinking why someone would give such a valuable thing to me. But then it happened when we started working on the project. So I really felt that it was Srila Prabhupada's personal gift, because Srila Prabhupada is really, really interested in us doing something big in his mission. So these are the photos of cardigan. Hello. And this is this invaluable Srila Prabhupada belonging. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So if you like, you can come and touch it. It's very rare opportunity. Because these things you can see only in museum. You cannot touch it here. We can give you the opportunity. Like as good as getting Srila Prabhupada Garag Darshan. Because whatever belongs to a pure devotee is not the Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, So thank you all very much. Special thanks to our transcendental hosts. I can see that the attendance is growing every year. More and more people become attracted. So thank you all for coming. And okay, this is my dinner.
Yeah, dinner is coming.
So yes, if anyone is interested in changing your career and taking training in our school, then you can have contact, check our website. If you are also interested in supporting our project, because we are running a scholarship program for those devotees who are not able to cover their costs, and we also have a teaching fund for the alumni. So if you like to support financially, you're also welcome to do so. And so we'll have some Mahaprasad now. Shri Bhagavat Prasadam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Raj Govardhan ki jai. Hare
Yes.